Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be talking about more what we're going to be seeing in the Atlantic and partially the Pacific. So you guys can see in the last 24 hours we have Tropical Storm Bret. Not going to be making any landfall in the United States, but it's going to affect the lower islands of the Bahamas going towards Brazil. And we have Invest 93L. Maybe soon to become a tropical storm in the next 48 hours. Really nothing that's going to be happening with this thing as it turns towards the north, but really just staying in the Atlantic and dying off. So we're going to take a look at some of the stuff with Bret, and you guys can see this thing is not going to be really doing anything. This is just going to be a tropical storm. It is going to affect around 8 p.m. Thursday the islands, then going to the Caribbean Sea and dying. This thing is not going to be able to make it through due to the fact that we have a lot of wind shear, and it is typical around this time of year. A lot of these storms will not be able to make it just due to the fact that we have a lot of wind shear in the Caribbean Sea right now. We have to wait a little bit longer for the wind shear to move off. But like I said, that's that. And if we look at the track of this thing going, really you guys can see it's pretty set. It's going to hit maybe as a tropical depression. It's going to get some rain for parts of the Mexico. And really that's it. That's really not going to be life threatening. You know, with the storm you can definitely see some potential winds, some potential rain, a lot of rain, and maybe some moderate flooding. So there's that. Like I said, you look at this real fast, really going to die off in the next 120. It's supposed to stay a tropical storm, but it's really going to die off in the next 168 just dissipate. Now, let's look at 93 Invest L. And you guys can see this thing is really going to start to move up. And like I said, not big deal. Not going to make any landfall in the United States. Just want to keep you guys a touch with this to see maybe if anything happens. Like I said, tropical storm, and then making its way heading north, and you guys can see it's going to take this loop and it's going to go up like that, and the high is going to take it. Like I said, really nothing to look at. As you guys can see, really it's just a big nothing. Really, it's just cloud tops, if anything. So here is the what we're looking at. So you guys can see we have 80% chance of that disturbance forming, which is Invest 93L. And Bret 80% chance of forming in the next 7 days, which is technically formed. But if we go to the Eastern Pacific, we are starting to look at another piece, 30% chance of forming in the next 3 days. The GFS European have been picking up on a good hurricane on this side, potentially maybe affecting parts of Mexico with a lot of surge and some wind and maybe some wind. Like I said, so now if we go to, let's see, we go down to here. We already looked at the cone. Here's the wind probabilities, what we can see for the wind. You guys see even Puerto Rico, there's some mountains on Puerto Rico, so that's why they kind of skipped them. But any islands behind Puerto Rico, if we look over here, right behind Puerto Rico, we can definitely see you guys can have some potential of winds. Like I said, let's see. Let's click on the earliest arrive time, most likely. So we're going to click on most likely. Tropical force winds. You guys see around Thursday 8 p.m. Between Thursday 8 p.m. we can definitely see a lot of these islands right in here. Part of Brazil, and then we go in here we're going to the Caribbean Sea. You guys see the tropical storm winds are going to happen around Thursday 8 p.m. Like I said, we definitely have to keep an eye out on this one for not the United States, but really the Caribbean Sea and the islands right there. And if we look at our wind shear map, I'm going to mark this because it is a little bit hard to see, but you guys can see we have parts of Mexico right here. So I'm going to layer it for you guys. So we have parts of, this is going to be your island, this is going to be Mexico, that's going to be Florida, South Carolina, and the Carolinas. So you guys can see the red means where the most shear is. And you guys can see Bret is right here. We have shear on the top side of it, which is the north, and really on the front side of it too. And then it's going to have to batter a lot more shear as it makes its way towards going in here. That's why a lot of these MDR storms, once they try to come off the MDR, they really struggle due to the fact of this wind shear because of these fronts. A lot of these fronts carry wind shear, and it's going to push wind shear down here into the Atlantic. We have to wait a little bit more longer for these wind shears to pop back up, going towards the north, until we can start to see that wind shear ease off. And once those wind shears start to ease off, we're going to see the MDR potentially get active. Like I said, it is a little too early to determine how the hurricane season is going to play out. Hopefully it's not too busy. You know, I do want to see a few hurricanes, nothing that will hurt people, but it's fun to track. It's amazing. But like I said, we're going to look at tropical tidbits, see what these storms are going to be doing. If we click on it real fast, go to forecast models, and you guys can see, we come right here, we're going to go down to our regions, and we're going to go down to, let's see, it's a little bit different on iMac. Let's see, North Atlantic. And you guys can see here's our Storm Bret, a good tropical storm right now, as we keep playing it for you guys. And you guys see the second wave is going to start picking up around the next 24 hours. And as we keep moving, it's really going to start, you know, instead of it really just dissipating once it passes the islands, you guys see it's just become a big blob of rain. What's interesting is this high is a little bit more down towards the northeast, or northwest, my bad, northwest, and you guys can see it's going to force the storm down. Bret, it's going to be forced into the Caribbean Sea where all that wind shear is. Unlike this storm, the storm's going to be able to do this, take that track instead. With Invest 93L, it's going to be able to take that track and take more of an easier track and just slowly dissipate. As you guys see, we could potentially see another wave. That's not 100% sure. We're still around, we're still a good 5 days out. You know, we could possibly see another wave. Like I said, we still got to watch out for that one. That could definitely maybe make landfall in the U.S. But around this time of year, it's kind of hardly to say. Like I said, the GFS is really just spitting out a lot. So really, we're not going to go off anything on this. So we're going to look at the European real fast to see if we can compare some stuff. That's really good. If you're looking at these models, really compare every model, because GFS likes to spit up a lot of things. So here we are. You guys can see that we go back. See, the European is green with the GFS is going to go into the Caribbean Sea for Bret, move its way on, and that the Invest 93L could potentially make its way towards the Atlantic and not make any U.S. landfall, which is typical of around this year. You're not going to see too much landfall. If you're going to see all of your hurricanes or, you know, your good tropical storms form, it's going to be right in here normally, but with that wind shear being so busy right now, that's going to be kind of hard to see. Like I said, the European is even in green. The European is kind of picking up on a tropical wave right here. Like I said, it's just a little bit weird around this time of year to see that they're popping off MDR this early. By all means, not it could possibly not make it across the United States and across the Atlantic. But anyways, guys, that's gonna be the wrap of the video. Just want to update you guys on 983L and Bret. Not making any U.S. landfalls, maybe making landfalls towards the Caribbean islands with tropical force winds, with rain and potential slight flooding with a lot of rain within the next 48 hours. So that's going to be a wrap of the video. Until next time.